So I was just watching a news clip about a black transgendered woman who was initially stopped for jaywalking, although apparently she wasn't. And she had a stress ball. You know, one of those little squishy balls. You just squeeze. Well, the cops confiscated it, cut it open, said it was full of cocaine, even though their on-site drug analysis tool or whatever said it was not. And even though that said it was not, they charged this woman with trafficking of cocaine. Then they kept her in jail for 6 months. An innocent woman in jail for 6 months in the men's prison, where she claims she was assaulted. And I believe her. Because, you know, I want to put it past the prisoners or the guards, in this case, in this day and age, to assault a trans woman who is wrongfully incarcerated for a crime she did not commit. So far, according to the news clip, these cops have not been arrested. The only thing that's happened so far is she's now out of jail, but she has a felony record because of the state's law. I think it was Georgia. Of course, right? And so it's going to take a lot of time and headache to get that removed from her record. They did pay her $1.5 million for wrongful incarceration, but it needs to go further. It's not enough because the problem apparently is systemic. Bigoted cops targeted her because she's black and she's trans. Upended her life. I mean, think about it. This is not something that oh man, it's astonishing that this shit fucking happens. This woman is black. That's hard enough in this country for some reason. Now she's trans on top of it. That's the double whammy. And so she was targeted because she was different. Put in the wrong type of jail. Purposefully. Because for some reason in this country we can't seem to, we just don't know what to do with people who are living their lives as one thing, but were born something else. I mean, that's a conversation I guess we need to have, because we've had all these bathroom laws and all this other bullshit, you know, the sports and all that stuff. Okay. I've even had this argument with my wife a few times about the school sports and stuff like that. So, yes, going through puberty as a male will give you more muscle mass. That is because of the testosterone in your blood. Testosterone produced by the testicles. Those particular gonads are coded to make that hormone. Now, we all produce testosterone. All men and women produce different amounts of testosterone. Women are generally producing a lot less. They don't produce it from their gonads. They produce it from other glands in the body. So a man's testosterone doesn't just come from his gonads. Just like a woman's estrogen doesn't just come from her gonads as well. The majority of it does, but there are other parts in her body that do produce that type of hormone. Same thing in a male. Sometimes males have more estrogen than other males, and then you get things like gynecomastia. But, oh, wait a minute, gynecomastia. Different types of body styles. All because of hormones. I know this is a tangent. This is kind of important. So, when a person transitions, generally they take hormones of the gender that they are transitioning to. So, in the case of this black trans woman, odds are she has been on multiple years of hormone therapy, which usually consists of androgen blockers, which stops the body from using testosterone or producing it. If she's had any modifications, I don't know. They didn't go that far into it. They just said that she's trans. Sometimes orchiectomy will stop the production of testosterone, and then it's replaced through injections or some form of pill or patch or whatever delivery it is, some form of estrogen. This estrogen does things to the body. It reduces muscle mass, redistributes fat around the body, so they get, more of a butt, they get boobs, a lot of fat goes into the boobs. They start getting feminine characteristics. Hair grows on the head better, less on the face, less on the body. Skin gets softer. Feminine features, physical feminine features, like reduced muscle mass, is a side effect of taking estrogen. While if you are a female to male transsexual, the addition of extra testosterone will cause you male pattern baldness, facial hair, body hair, increased muscle mass, and also a redistribution or reduction of body fat. Also, it will cause a deeper voice. Usually more aggression, less emotion, while estrogen would cause you to be more emotional, less aggressive in general. Although women can be quite cruel compared to men. Men are like a blunt object, while women are more like very sharp knife that can stab you in the back. They're like cats, I guess, you know. Of course, that's only really if you do them wrong. Generally, women are very sweet, loving, kind people. Of course, there are men like that too, so don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to sound sexist here. We all have our characteristics. Some have different ones, some have stereotypical ones, and some don't have them at all. Anyways, so the keywords I was using was estrogen reduces muscle mass. Yes, you can lose muscle mass over time. It takes a while. But the key drivers of producing new muscle, especially muscle that would cause an extra strength, those key factors are lessened under hormone therapy. And so when it comes to sports, just let them play in the sports with the gender identity that they have. Because there are women out there who might even be stronger than them. It doesn't really matter. Trust me. They're more feminine than you think. Same thing with the other side. They're more masculine than you think. Now, when it comes to bathrooms, if you present yourself as a woman and you live your life as a woman, you use the women's bathroom. It's a safety thing. If anything, it's a safety thing. Because a trans woman walking into the men's bathroom to go to the bathroom, first of all, you expose their identity, which I believe these bathroom bills are precisely to do that. So that puts them in a dangerous spot, because there's still a lot of people out there who have a lot of hate in their heart and want to harm people who are different. For some reason, they're afraid that that woman might still have a penis. None of your fucking business. And no, they're not going to molest little girls. You have to worry about the guys that are trying to say that women can't use a woman's bathroom because they might have a penis. Worry about those people molesting your children. I have never, ever, ever, ever heard one case study, one story, one news article anywhere that a trans woman molested children in a public bathroom or molested children anyway whatsoever. Trans people are not pedophiles, and they don't do it just to be pedophiles. Weird thinking from those who are most likely pedophiles. Same thing with a trans man. You want the trans man? You want someone who looks rugged, like an actual man, muscle mass, mustache, beard, bald head, whatever, walking into a woman's bathroom because of some stupid law based off of ignorance and not actually looking at the whole thing. Because first of all, if there's any guys out there that sees that, they're going to be like, man, what the fuck are you doing? And then the next thing you know, it's a big fucking fight. And this trans woman, or trans man's going to be like, you guys want to have this stupid law saying that if you have a vagina, you have to use this bathroom. If you have a penis, you have to use that bathroom. But not all of us live our lives. Not all men have penises and not all women have vaginas. Plain and simple. And not all cis men. Some men lose their penises. Some voluntarily have them removed. Does that mean they have to use the women's bathroom now because they don't have protruding genitalia? Because the same law will affect. Man, I swear. The bigotry that just, ugh. So, same thing with prisons. You put a trans woman in a women's penitentiary, not a men's. That's cruel and unusual. Like I said, hormone replacement therapy causes your body to change, just like it would have during puberty. You go through what they call a second puberty when you when you start transitioning and you take hormones. Your body literally goes through a puberty again and switches to the opposite characteristics. Muscle mass, body hair, fat distribution. Those are secondary sexual characteristics. Those can be changed. Some people change more than others. But essentially, yes. Let the trans woman participate in women's athletic activities. Let the trans men participate in the male athletic activities. Quit trying to expose these people because they're trying to fit in so they can feel like themselves. I don't understand why you guys are so hard on these people. Transitioning is not something that's easy to go through, especially with bigots in this world. These people are just trying to be themselves. Let them be themselves and quit discriminating against them. Definitely don't fucking put them in jail for 6 months for false charges of a felonious nature because you're a fucking homophobic, transphobic bigot. Racist bigot. You ever think if one of your children ended up being trans, what would you do? Would you love them, or would you kick them out? Or maybe even you'd kill them. Would you kill them? What would you do? Obviously, if you do anything but love them, you don't fucking love them. And if you'd ever have the thought of killing them, let's hope they get you before you get them. We live in one fucked up world. You know, the Native Americans and many other cultures around the world have trans people, but they don't think anything of it. The Native Americans called them like they had two souls. They're two people in one. Oftentimes they ended up being medicine men. That was their role. And other cultures also have roles for trans people. And they don't think anything of it. You're allowed to be trans. That's just how it is. It seems to be only in America, really, and possibly Russia, do we really have these problems. Well, I guess there's a few other countries around the world. Mainly those who are religious by some means, or have a lot of religious people like here, who don't educate themselves and are ignorant fucks, thinking that they can use religion to justify treating people like shit because they're different. Using religion as a way to be a bigot is like giving yourself a lobotomy. Fuck. Anyways, yeah. Trans people need to be treated. All people need to be treated well. There are a few things out there that make it difficult. Those who are gender non-conforming can be confusing. And when it comes to, being in an organization that is based on gender, that makes it a little difficult. I will admit that. But if they live their lives as a woman or a man, completely, they don't jump back and forth, they're not anything in between, then let them into those organizations. Quit worrying about what people have between their legs and start treating them like the people that they are. The only time you need to worry about what's between someone's legs is if you intend on doing something with whatever is between their legs. Consensually, of course. Which usually refers to a relationship, which at that point, that's when that conversation comes up. And if they happen to not have the genitals that you are expecting, and they should tell you, by the way, so if people would stop beating them up, killing them, because they told them at the last minute, well, that's why they don't want to tell you until the last minute, because they're afraid that if they tell you ahead of time, you'll kill them. So yeah, they should be honest and they should tell you, but I can understand why they want it and why they're worried. If you don't want to have to deal with that issue, stop fucking killing them. Let them be themselves and let them identify themselves to you as far as their genitalia goes. If you even suspect that they're trans, ask up front if you have a problem, if they still have their original genitalia. Just be kind. Be nice. If they spring it on you by surprise, you're getting all intimate down, and everything, and they pull out a wang, and you're not interested in even trying to have a sexual relationship with someone that has that type of genitalia, then tell them, I'm sorry. You should have told me. I am not into this. And you part ways. You tell them, I'll be your friend. give me some time. This was, that's got to be a surprise. I understand that. Some people aren't into that. You don't have to beat the shit out of them. Go back to the bar, find an actual woman. Find someone that has the right genitalia. Of course. Make sure you're in the right kind of bar, too. Anyways, yeah, we really need to grow up. These old stereotypes, an old way of thinking, it's just not going to work in this country anymore. And a lot of us don't understand the younger people, and that's fine. Just try to learn from them. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to live their lifestyles. And so long as they're not hurting anybody, quit telling them how to live their lifestyles. Let them be free and open. Let them live their lives the way they want to. So they have the ability to grow and learn. This younger generation is a lot more diverse in many different things. Granted, there are some stupid ones. Not sure if it's satire or not, but strawberry milk does not come from strawberries. Still comes from a cow. So it's not vegan. It's hard to think that there might be someone that stupid. Also, vegan eggs. What the fuck? But then again, I saw this stuff on TikTok. Therefore, it could very well be satire. So it's hard to tell. There's some stupidity in this world. I don't necessarily think it's the younger ones. I'm more to blame. Well, my bias is the right wing. Christian conservatives. Mainly. Because they limit their intelligence via religion, and then they limit their intelligence even more via right-wing politics. But we can debate that some other time. I think I've said my piece. Just treat people with respect. Let people live the way they want to live. Wear what they want to wear. I mean, unless they're walking around naked, who cares if a guy's wearing a skirt? Or a dress even. I don't care. Fuck, I'd probably do it myself. If I didn't have to worry about bigotry. If I have to worry about people wanting to kick my ass. Or prejudging me, not even knowing me. Based on what? Because I'm wearing something that is traditionally women's clothing? Who cares? Mind your own goddamn business. People are so uptight. I say, let's mix the gender norms. Seriously. Makes the world a much more interesting place. Anyways, have a good one. Don't be a douchebag. Treat people with respect. Man, someone needs to kick those cops in the balls if they have them. If not, Well, still, kick him in the crotch. It's got to hurt either way.